champion Darren Mccarty, the golden voice of Neal Rhul, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hey, yo, back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul, D-Mac, Darren Mccarty here in the house.
Big D!
Sam Flannel. Free Spencer Raster. Free Spencer Raster. The demands of our local politicians, our local law enforcement, our local judges, our voices were heard. Back, safe and sound. It is Spencer Raster.
Yeah.
Free from the containment of the legal system.
Unencumbered by legal troubles. Yeah.
He is here, and he is free.
I'm ready to go.
You're a free man.
I'm a free man.
Bring everybody up to date, Spenmo.
Feels good. You know, I was in there for Grand Theft Auto, and I had a expired plate. I got pulled over, gave me the ticket with the expired plate, and then I went to court and showed them that I renewed my plates, and they dropped the ticket. So
now I got a question, right? Everybody's wondering. In the mean streets of Birmingham, this went down.
Yes.
Court office. Do you think that the celebrity or maybe the Woodward heavyweights or something like that had anything to do with the outcome?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just a good citizen, wrong place, wrong time.
You know what it was?
What was it, Neal?
I think it was Easy negotiated the terms of your release.
Yeah, the terms
and
of my
said,
agreement.
hey, we'll pay the $2 million fine.
No.
Over 6 years.
Yeah.
We'll put $35 down the first year.
Guys.
So that sounds like a good deal to me. That's what Easy said. Spenmo, this is great. We're going to pay $2 million, but we're only going to pay $35 this first
Neal,
year.
it's worse
Then the
than
rest
that.
will be due at the end.
Guys, it's worse than that. Spenmo said that he got off with the warrant because he got the plate redone and stuff like this. Easy put it on back order. It doesn't cost him right now, but how much is he going to have to pay next year?
That doesn't matter.
He might have to do jail time.
That doesn't fit the narrative.
He might have to do jail time.
The narrative is Spenmo's a free man, and that's all that matters. Right now, he's a free man. So congratulations, Spenmo. As Dirty Dr. D in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, and remember, tap in, and hello to everybody watching on the newly revamped WoodwardSports.com as well. Dirty Dr. D says he fought the law, and Spenmo won.
It's, I still need money because I still don't have any, but,
But you walked out of that courthouse with no cuffs.
Free man.
Free man. How'd you celebrate the freedom? Were you going to have a barbecue or something?
No, I went home. I went to sleep.
No, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Me and the judge had the same birthday, so that was pretty cool.
And every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. Yeah. He looked at my registration, and he's like, weirdly, we have the same birthday. I was like, okay.
Hey, Spenny,
like that.
now that everything's copacetic and hunky-dory, had a great weekend, you missed out on Maine lobster the other day, Cousin's Maine lobster at Matrix. Ha! But I ate, hey, trust me, you had the lobster tater tots, and they were delicious.
All right, I appreciate that.
Just want to let you know.
We did hold it down. By the way, shout out to everybody at Matrix. They were awesome.
That was awesome.
Out there. The people at Matrix were awesome. That work is top notch. Absolutely. High quality materials, all that stuff. So, again, if you're in the basement refinishing market right now, give them a call and take a look. MatrixSolutions.com. So jump on there. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Pete Smith wants to know, says Spence, did the white parking Jeep ticket you?
No, it was an actual cop.
On a pullover situation, right?
Got pulled over, yeah.
Well, it bees like that in the streets sometimes. Pete Smith also says, I was at the Detroit Nature Center on Belle Isle and thought I saw Sam Flannel, but the dude had a kid and sleeves.
Ooh, I can confirm I was not there, and I don't have a kid, and I don't usually have sleeves, so that was not me. But hey, if you ever see me out and about, come say hello. I'm very, very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so we've got a big time show lined up for you guys as well. D-Mac watched the Pro Bowl and stuff, so we have to make fun of him for a couple of minutes. I'm sorry, D-Mac. That's just the way that it goes.
I watched it, but I said I watched it more than I watched previous Pro Bowls. So I guess I did.
Okay,
I
Dork.
actually enjoyed it.
Hey, Dork.
I watched Billy Madison.
And that's what we had. That was Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what we had on too. We were watching Billy Madison as well. Would have been better, D-Mac.
Well, I don't know. Congratulations, Amon-Ra St. Brown, flipping flop, catching the ball, doing a thing with your brother, and jumping over to the Lion. Man, we represented hard. I got locked in. What can I say?
Okay.
Maybe there's people like me out there, Neal. Not bougie like you guys.
Hey, don't put your
Sam,
dukes
what
up.
about you?
No, he didn't watch it.
You know what? I was still on a high from Michigan beating Ohio State in basketball and continuing their run to the NCAA tournament. Did you see Hunter Dickinson put up 25 and 10? Those are the type of numbers I was expecting from him all year. Kobe Buffkin looked great. Jet Howard looked great. Joey Baker is showing something off the bench. I'm starting to see something in this team, man.
What did I tell you?
You did tell me.
What did I tell you? Everything was going to be fine because those games are coming around.
Yep.
And magically Northwestern will count as a quad. 15-7 Northwestern will somehow count as a quad 1 win.
15-7's a good record.
They'll do whatever it takes. They're going to get Michigan in there.
Well,
they will get Michigan in there.
Michigan obviously has to continue their level of play. I said for the last 10 games, win all your home games and go 2-3 on the road. They're on a very good. They're off to a good start. And my challenge to Hunter Dickinson is put up Zach Edey numbers the rest of the year. A 25-10 start. That is the way. That's a good start to it. I'm more encouraged than I was before. So the whole rest of the day, I was just basking in it. A rivalry win. Michigan owns Ohio State in all the major sports. Suck on that.
I see some support. Thank you, my guy, the Booner Show. Booner, our guy Booner, he was watching the Pro Bowl too. So I think there's more people that, if you watch it, see, I think that, Neal, it was, you got all three of you were one faction that I'm not going to even put it on and put that to. And other factions are people on the opposite end that turned it on, we're going to watch it because they're players. Then there were people like me that it was on, I passed by, and then I got caught in the vortex of going, oh, this is different. This is good. Especially like anybody else, right? To watch Peyton Manning do the AFC and Eli do the NFC, but especially when they went to the offensive line drill, 5,000 pounds, how the first one, the AFC, totally Peyton Manning outthought Eli Manning in the way that they did the drill. It was different. So I like different. So thanks, Booner. Appreciate you.
Hey, look, it's going to put up a ridiculous number because it always does, and we're like a football-addicted society. So I'm not, I'm joking with you and stuff like that. There are a lot more of you, I think, than people realize. There are
more of us.
More of you people.
More of us and more of you.
More of you people out there. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. It's people... Jeremy Anderson, F. Hunter Dickinson, attributed to Sam Flannel. Remember that discussion?
I do remember that discussion. When you put up 6 rebounds against Central Michigan and Michigan loses, I'm allowed to say F. Hunter Dickinson. But when he puts up actually 26 and 11 against Ohio State, in a not necessarily a big win, but every Big Ten win is quality, I'm allowed to cheer him again. I don't have to sort of die on certain hills. I call things as I see it.
Fair weather flannel.
Yeah,
fair.
Absolutely. Hey, I can't wait for the baseball breakdown. Yeah. College baseball starts soon.
Hey, Matt Broder in the back. We should have a segment.
Quick question. I think these guys were too young. But Neal, were you a fan of the Battle of the Network Stars back in the day? Or no?
I was.
Tammy Chin said it in the chat thread. That's what the Pro Bowl reminded me of, right? And that's Battle of the Network Stars. So it was different. It was entertaining. And if you were old enough to remember that, it was something different.
All I know is I don't want to see Penei Sewell running through walls and falling down and Jared Goff getting sacked and flagged. I don't want to see any of that.
And you didn't.
I saw the clip of Penei running through the wall because that went viral around Twitter.
Well, that's Penei Sewell.
Yeah. I don't want to see it. But anyway, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington says Michigan should not make the tournament this year. The whole Big Ten sucks besides Purdue. Jack, everybody, you're going to get 8 to 9 teams in.
I mean,
you are.
It's all set up so that right now, Michigan's not a tournament-level team. I think we're talking projecting the rest of the season. They've got a chance for a win against Michigan State, a win against Indiana. I think that by the end of the season, they will have done enough. And it's all right in front of them. They just have to take it.
Yeah, they're going to be there. Like, I'm telling you guys, they're going to be there.
I got a question.
I believe you now.
What is better, the Big Ten football as a whole or the Big Ten basketball as a whole?
I think they're very comparable. Very, very comparable.
So for us basketball-ish to say that that's when you're talking about sort of the lesser level, the competition. It's a down year in Big Ten basketball.
Yeah, well, but it's a more realistic to the people, though, because when I tried to tell you guys, the Big 12 plays a high level of football, and you guys laughed it off. Even the Michigan players were saying, we're going to bring the Big 10 to the Big 12 and stuff like that, and they got sucked into it and played a Big 12 game and lost. It's for this year, I think that people would say that Big 12 basketball is far superior to Big 10 basketball. Is that fair?
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So that might be the little difference. What's that?
And SEC.
And SEC. And you know what? Mountain West.
Yeah.
Suck on that. And by the way, the Mountain West has a higher power ranking than the ACC, people. So in the vein of Sam Flannel, suck on that.
Hey. And also,
all you Mountain West haters, suck on that.
And also, I think when it comes to Big Ten football versus Big Ten basketball, Ohio State football, which was the second best team in the Big Ten, is better than Indiana basketball. I think with Big Ten basketball, it's kind of Purdue and everyone else. Although Indiana did get a big win over Purdue this weekend, and they stormed the court. Bob Knight would not approve of that kind of behavior.
Beat the number one team in the country.
Like Isaiah Thomas, do you think he would approve of an Indiana team storming the court? This is Indiana.
Indiana's not the blue blood they used to be, though.
Yeah, but they were a blue blood.
Well, here's the thing too about, and this is why I laugh. And fans are on here and they're like, the Big Ten's a joke this year. And then what are you guys going to say when Michigan wins a couple of Big Ten games? Oh, they're hot. They should be in. The same way you just trash the conference, when Michigan beats a couple of those teams, you're like, oh, Michigan's hot. They should be in.
Well, it's because, wait a minute, you have to play who's in front of you. I'm not saying that the Big Ten is great or anything. It's very mid. A lot of...
But when Michigan beats those teams, that's different. Oh, they're hot. They're getting in.
Would I rather Michigan lose to them? I'm not saying that those are crowning achievements or anything. I'm just saying that Michigan has to take care of business. And so far, in this 10-game stretch to end the year, they're 2-0. So I am encouraged. And I'm allowed to be encouraged. I don't care what you all say.
Neal, what's this talk about you getting a new contract or real estate?
I announced on Friday that I was going to leave Woodward Sports, and I was going to get in the mortgage business. And my first mortgage client was Easy. And what I was going to do is I'm going to write him a 30-year mortgage. And the first year of that mortgage, it's 1.5% interest. Now the other 29 are 12%, but Easy says that since it's such a good cap number in year one, that he's going to sign that mortgage instead of just doing 5% the whole time. Easy will go for that.
That's fair.
Because it works out. Because you want to keep your cash percentage low that first year. Now it doesn't matter that it's signed and it's going to play out that way. That doesn't matter. Like cash doesn't matter. Just a made-up cap number is what matters.
Right, and does the fact that everything like sort of always changing, it seems like if you keep pushing it back and chasing your money, it will come due someday.
Yeah, but that's good enough for Easy.
Somebody will have to pay.
Right. But that works in Easy's world. It doesn't matter. Like, Goff has a fourth highest hit, even though he got paid like the ninth amount of money, like in cash that year. But that's his reality, and that's fine. So I figure it's more lucrative for me to step out of that realm and become a mortgage originator, and Easy will be my client. And then I'm going to retire from mortgages off one client. So then everything will be fine. But yes, I see a lot of chat about Dylan Larkin in the chat. We are going to get to that. We are going to get to that coming up right around the beginning of the second hour because he scored 3 goals in the All-Star game. So now we got to give him $13 million a year.
5, but three when it mattered.
Yeah.
Well, whatever, Neal. You can pay him whatever you want. It still hasn't changed at the end of the day. When's the trade deadline? Oh, less than a month away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, bottom line, I'll give you my opinion when we get back.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody's looking forward to that. Robert Close, he says, and who's the leader of the Mountain West? The San Diego State Aztecs. That is right.
Oh, yeah.
Even San Jose State's decent this year. They've struggled in basketball.
I wonder why. Is that our team?
I'm just saying.
Are we behind Coach Brennan and all that stuff
absolutely.
going on? Wonderful
things?
You know
what it is. You know what it is. And you know what it is in the insurance world, too.
Absolutely. And that is Swiss Insurance, of course. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th. From the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lion season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Off and running here on a Monday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Rhul, Darren, Mccarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. Happy to have you with us. If you're watching on woodwardsports.com, appreciate that as well. The newly revamped woodwardsports.com. And just real quickly, too, for those that missed it, Kyrie Irving did get traded as well. He will be playing for the Dallas Mavericks now, and I would bet he's pretty happy. He gets a 2%, or he gets a 15% trade kicker, so a little $2 million raise. So that never hurt anybody's feelings.
Oh, how nice is that? So whenever you want to raise, just ask for a trade if you're one of these big guys. So I guess the question is, does it work with Luka, right, down in Dallas, or is this something that I saw earlier, a lot of people thinking that is he going to implode another organization? What do you think?
No, I mean...
Does it work or no?
Here's my concern. You take the ball out of Luka Doncic's hands, and it's proven that that's a good strategy. However, with that being said, Luka needs help, man. And however you can get help, what better avenue was out there for the Mavericks? You know what I'm saying? But that was the only choice.
Well, my question is, too, is this not now showing maybe the development of because the conversation had to go with Luka, would you want him here? Are you looking to, can you do it yourself? Maybe it's the maturation of him as that young player who we all know that's his team, that he knows he needs help, he can't do it alone. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, if you see him facilitating, and one of the things that, what do we always hear is that when Luka Doncic wants to play, you know, he's unstoppable and stuff like this, but he doesn't always play every minute. So maybe with Kyrie there, it helps.
Yeah,
I don't know track record wise, but maybe because the difference between a Durant, a difference between a LeBron is that talent wise, you could say he's arguably at that level, but maturation wise and stuff that he needs to learn, that Kyrie's been there where he hasn't been, where Luka hasn't been before in those deep waters to that point to get over the edge. I mean, we all know Kyrie can finish the job.
Well, here's the deal too. Like this Mavericks team went to the conference finals.
That's what I mean.
Year.
So is this one of these things that it puts it over the top, or is this the missing piece for them?
All I know is this. I called that man's game about a week and a half ago and watched him get 40 with little difficulty, with little slivers of space, so it can't hurt. And his deal expires and everything like that. And keep an eye on this too, by the way, guys. Keep an eye on this, how it all shakes out, because your Pistons could be in a somewhat similar spot come NBA draft time. They end up with the number 2 pick, then it's Scoot Henderson, and that's pretty much it. And that affects Jaden Ivey. That affects what happens with Kate Cunningham. So just keep an eye on that dynamic and see how it works. I'm just telling you, because there could be something similar on a smaller scale, but you could see something similar happen to your Detroit Pistons next year.
Really?
Just keep a lookout.
So isn't it to the conversation that I walked into, you know, in the middle when you and Sam were talking about, is something like that, is into your belief or what you have in Jaden Ivey, don't you have to know in your organization moving forward what this guy means? Because are you going to go draft for the third year in a row the guy same position?
Yeah.
And you said yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, again, you need somebody mercurial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need somebody to be in here that is a game changer. Because I think with the Pistons fans right now, like, everybody's upset, right? But everybody wants everything to stay the same. You can't have that both ways. Is that fair? Is that like a fair assessment from what we deal with?
Yeah, but are we not all thinking that the problem is more the coach than it is the young talent? I agree with you, but don't you pigeonhole yourself with having to have ideas of what Jaden Ivey already is, moving forward? So you're telling me that he's more, what you see now is what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on brand, right? Yeah, it's been on brand. I'll say it like that. But there's nothing that suggests that you will say, well, we're not going to take Scoot Henderson.
Right.
If we, again, this is all very preemptive in that you got to see how the ping pong balls bounce and everything like that. So it's one of those things.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it if we get number one, right?
Right. And Chuck Brewer says, I'm not upset. We are what I expected. See, it seems like people are upset.
So I got a question. If we're talking Pistons right now, Neal.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you said is that this record, and you stood to it, is that this record might be the same as last year, but this team will have gotten better. Is that the case? Is this team...
I'll let you know after the draft.
Yeah, right? No doubt. But, I mean, they're sort of in quicksand a little bit. I mean, the biggest development is Jalen Duren, right? Can we agree that there's the star? But
there's been growth, no doubt.
Right now we've talked about Killian Hayes, and as is he, where you at with him? The Sadiq Bays. But bottom line, decisions need to be made, right? Decisions need to be made, and you bring up a great point. If it's not going to change, if it hasn't changed, you have to make changes, and what changes are those? I'm sitting back here thinking, it's a coaching decision, but maybe you're telling me that it's not that simple, and it's actually we don't have the talent that we need here at this time that we thought we did with all these young guys. Maybe we don't have it. That could be a reality. Yeah,
and to be fair, too, you take the number one overall pick that was an all-rookie performer last year, and he misses the season. What did you think was going to happen? Spemo, I value your take on all of this, because we could see a similar situation. You know what I'm saying? Not to that magnitude of Kyrie or something like that, but you get that number 2 pick, man, you're in a very similar spot.
You are. You have a surplus of guards. Obviously, you'd be drafting 4 point guards in a row, which is not a great option, but you're going for best player, you're going for best available, because this Pistons team is not at a point where they can really draft a fit. They need talent. They need talent now. They need great players. They need stars. And if that's what it is Scoot. For me, I'd rather have the 3rd pick than the 2nd pick, because I like Ivy and I want to see Ivy there. And Brandon Miller's a stud, and I wouldn't mind Brandon Miller being on this team. I think he provides good wing depth. He's a 3-point shooter. He's a guy that can play well. I think he fits the team well. But hopefully, like I said, or like D-Mac said, hopefully they just get the number 1 pick and we don't have to worry about that. We just get Wemby and we move on. And the team's value goes up by $50 million because everybody in France buys a Pistons jersey.
Yeah.
So we'll see. No
doubt. So, I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. It was just something that kind of caught my eye. I will give the Nets credit, though, and I know Brendan Katz was talking about like a philosophical offer that might have been on the table from the Lakers. I give the Nets credit because in a situation where their hand was forced, they got a pretty decent-ish return for an expiring contract that's going to clear a lot of cap space.
Isn't this one of these just get him out of town? Isn't this whatever?
Well, he said that. He's like, hey, guys, I'm not coming back.
That's
so
what I mean.
Do what you
so
gotta
as
do.
far as the Nets, you got more than you ever thought you would. You went with your trade-in, right? You went with the trade-in. You think you're going to get $5,000. They gave you like $10,000. You're like, oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, props to the Nets. But I'm interested because I think there's an opportunity. And because Kyrie has proven that he can get across the finish line, took LeBron down there. It's a motivation. I think we can all agree that, like, he's out there, sick handle. If he wants to be there and we see that makes him even more dangerous.
Again, it's what I said when I came back from calling. If you isolate outside the lines of the court from inside the lines of the court, you can say what you want about him. That man's elite still. He's elite. He's an elite shot maker. needs no space. He's elite. So
you guys dropped the fact that his handle's better than Isaiah's and whatever, like without batting a lash. Like
yeah,
you
his
guys
handles
all
are elite.
Guys are going, no, his handle's the sickest one.
Yeah,
that says something. That's like Connor McDavid, who's in town tomorrow night, with Edmonton being far and away the best player in the NHL by a landslide.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it is. So, again, not something we're going to spend like a crap ton of time on. But it was something worth mentioning. It was something that moved the needle for a lot of people. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Real Cream of Wheat said if Scoot is drafted, they need to move on from Jaden Ivey. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying, though, there's a lot of congestion in the backcourt, Sam Flannel. A lot of congestion.
Yeah, there would be a lot of congestion. And Scoot Henderson, he's the type of prospect in a lot of drafts, in a drafts that does not have a Victor Wembanyama who's considered a unicorn, generational. Scoot Henderson probably would have been the number 1 pick in the Cade Cunningham draft. So I understand this idea that a Detroit Pistons team, a team that you don't even know has any future superstars yet, you think we might have one in Cade Cunningham, but you don't know that yet. You just need to draft the best player. And I think that I agree with you. I think Scoot Henderson, his ceiling is best player on a championship team, and those don't grow on trees. So I wouldn't be upset at all if they got the number 2 pick and drafted Scoot Henderson. And you would have to make some decisions. First order of business: get Killian Hayes the hell out of here.
Oh man! All right. Let's move on, everybody.
Yeah, we don't,
Yeah.
No guards on the bench. Can't have a single guard on the bench.
Did you see how bad he's been in the last 4 games? And I still have to hear the excuses. Oh, he's on the bench now. He can only play well when he's the starter and is the primary ball handler. I'm done with him. Get out. Stay out, Killian Hayes. In his last 4 games, he's 9 for 36 from the floor.
Yeah, that's not
Awful.
great.
Paul Thomas says moving on from Jaden Ivey would be sad. Detroit ruined him. He was a hot prospect coming into the NBA.
Detroit
and Paul
ruined him.
He's been on brand.
He's not been bad, though. That's the thing. He's
been the 3rd best rookie.
Thank you.
Easily.
Yeah, but it's his first year, and Cade hasn't been there, and the team around him, we talked about it, they haven't been healthy. I mean, it's just like you got to almost give him a pass. Now, that doesn't mean if you're Troy Weaver going into the draft, when you have to draft, it does not make your team better, but come on, are we, like, what are we doing here?
He's had a good season. He's averaged over 15 a game.
I mean, you got to figure your way. These guys are just kids, man.
No.
First year playing with men. Give me a break. I mean, not everybody's coming out and being a world beater, so let's just pump the brakes a little bit. I think we're just getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
All I know is if the Pistons land the number 2 pick, and I'm Troy Weaver, I'm calling Minnesota and saying I'll give you anything you want for Anthony Edwards that's not named Cade Cunningham or Jalen Darren.
Yeah, but I mean, what are they going to want?
Anything.
What would you take?
Number 2 pick, 2 more first-round picks, Sadiq Bey and somebody else. You because Anthony Edwards doesn't want to be there.
You know what?
That's a whole
really
lot of capital, brother.
It's worth it. Kid's a star.
It's a whole lot of capital.
You know what'll be really interesting though is, Neal, exactly what you said, because you'll see exactly where Troy Weaver is with this team if Detroit bingo balls number 2. Right, that's where it is, because every scenario. So we'll find out if they're.
I almost want to see it, like just from the,
that's
just from
the
like the
one
car
where it
accident
goes,
on the side of the
okay.
road angle. Like I just want to see it play out, And again, if I were Troy Weaver, next time I see him, I'm gonna ask him this. I'm be like, hey man, you should get your 1st round pick back from the Knicks just to say I created Jalen Darren out of thin air. Yeah. I would do it just for the story. I got a good Lions either or. That I want to get to. And then obviously there was some Lions news as to that happened that, raised a couple of eyebrows, mine included. I'm not one of these people that die on the hill over the awards that some other people do. But I do want to talk this one through after I tell you about Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month. You can upgrade to the Black Card, too. Unlimited guest privileges, use of all the amenities, and access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnei. That's more than one Planet Fitnei. 2,000 Planet Fitnei around the world. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren Mccarty.
Well, your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love love wearing clothes, then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Darren, Mccarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The boys are back in town. Spencer Raxter has his freedom. He walked out of a Birmingham courthouse on his own 2 feet of his own volition. He is a free man, no longer an accused menace to society that the legal system portrays him as. The truth played out, justice won, and you know what? The people won.
Unburdened by the chains of legal society, the shackles
of the man.
They tried to pin me down. They saw me, saw me on the rise, tried to pin me down, but you can't stop Rhul.
It can't.
Thank you, Sam.
And you are here. Oh, okay, guys. I had something lined up, and I teased it before we went to the break. And Darren McCarty can't wait for this. One of you guys popped me in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You got me. Jesse Adams. And Jesse, this is you're a valued contributor to Big D Energy. This is in no way, shape, or form against you personally or against what you stand for or what you value. You're simply asking the question.
He's not killing the messenger. That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
He's heard it so many different
Jesse,
places.
like individually, I understand the validity of the question. And I appreciate that you think that much of my opinion to ask me directly. I do. And I'm grateful for it. However, and I see this going on around town in different talks and in social media and all that kind of stuff. Jesse Adams says, Neal, Rhul, would you make this trade for the Lions this offseason? Send the 18th pick plus one of the second-round picks plus next year's second-rounder. I'm stopping right there. No. We have an elite talent evaluator. Elite. That when this is all said and done, could have one of the better draft classes, i.e. last year's draft class, that certainly the Lions have ever seen. It already is one of the best draft class that the Lions fans have ever seen. Depending on how this thing ends up, 7 years down the road, could be one of the elite draft classes in the history of the NFL. I am not in the market of taking away Arsenal from Brad Holmes, draft capital from Brad Holmes. We got a topic about how Kerby Joseph got screwed over by Kyle Hamilton making the all-rookie team over him. Stop with this, guys. I don't want Marshawn Lattimore for taking away 3 premium Brad Holmes picks. Stop with this, guys. Stop. Do we like the way this is progressing? Yes, we do. I think everybody likes the way this is progressing. Why do you want to change the formula now? Help me understand this, somebody. Why do we continue to do this? Guys, easy. Brad Holmes has this. He's proven it.
I think that's where it's at. I think it's revisionist history. It's PTSD as a Lions fan that hasn't had a general manager that you could trust, right? It's reiterating the fact, guys, this is Brad Holmes, who Terry Foster, our esteemed colleague, has claimed the greatest GM in Lions history. So that trade, Neal, is old behavior because of the old GMs we used to have in here, that there was no way that we were going to draft talent and have guys that play because we know we couldn't hit on a second rounder for friggin' 20 years. Right? So the fact that we were always having to look to build, this is old behavior, right? Signing these guys to bigger contracts later on that aren't our guys, that are going to hinder us. Now, the question is, it's not the bad scenario, but the timing's not right, because I looked at you and said, hold on, am I understanding this correctly? It's not the fact of what the deal is for those people. It's the fact of what you're building here, and Brad Holmes ain't done getting it to. These are cherries on top trade. That's a cherry on top trade. Latimer and DeMarco, right? If you're going to make that for the contracts and everything else, that's like saying we're going to the conference finals regardless, right? So this might be a year down the line. It's because we're not used to having somebody that's competent drafting. So I think when people understand, let's give Brad Holmes another rip of this draft again to see what we have, then this scenario maybe in the future might be there. It's not a bad question to ask.
No,
but we're not in this pool. Right, we're not in this body of water. We're on the Gulf side of Florida in the warm water, and these guys are talking about the Atlantic side where all the sharks are. So that's what I'm saying. It's because Brad Holmes specifically is in charge of putting this roster together, and you don't want to handicap him at all.
See, D-Mac, here's the deal. Like, Brad Holmes, with what he's done, basically had a defense that was down to the studs. And we got the basement poured right now, and we're waiting for the concrete to cure before we go to the next level with it.
Shout out Matrix.
Shout out to Matrix. That's a great example. Matrix Home Solutions. We're waiting for the concrete of the basement to cure, and people want to pick out the 85-inch television for the basement already. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not there yet. I know everybody wants to go, and again, I can't be this emotional about it and make it through the draft, through next season. The pace is too great. And I always put this, I give you this example. I know we're all pit bulls on a chain, man, that want to go. We want nothing more than to go. But I got to hold on to this chain. I can't let you guys go yet. We're not there yet. And look, Jesse, I'll say this. Upon further review, again, my answer is a hard no. Once you start to get talking about removing premium draft capital from the draft master, who I simp for, don't get it twisted. I'm a simp. With that being said, the heavy lifting of Lattimore's contract is over. It is. The heavy lifting is over. We're just like in the yearly cash. You know, he had his $24 million payday last season. Now, usually those are what's down the line when Easy values a contract and says, oh, they're 8% of the salary cap, even though the next year they got a $59 million number on the books. The heavy part of the lifting is over on his contract. He's some pretty big dead cap numbers as it rolls on, but the cash you have to pay now is actually fairly reasonable for how good of a player he is. So I give you credit there. I am not in the business of taking away what Brad Holmes excels at. It's no different than a player, D-Mac. Nope. It's absolutely no different than a player. Like Jared Goff this year. They talk about the Ben Johnson offense, right? Draft picks are the Ben Johnson offense for Brad Holmes. Let him cook. Let him cook. Now, and somebody said in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, what if Brad Holmes makes a move like that? That's different. That's different. That's the Don making the move there. Who am I to question that?
No, it's the same thing as when we talk about Steve Yzerman and his decisions to make on contracts. It's like, do you trust the man? If you have this ain't half in, half out. This is you have 100% faith in the guy making the decisions, and if he made that decision to make that deal, then you're all in for it because he thought we were further along than we did, right, Neal?
Yeah.
And that's it, because he's making the decision, not any of us.
Right. Jesse Adams of the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. That's a fair argument, Neal. I'm just saying the Saints are in a no man's land kind of spot. I would say I'd rather have Lattimore than an unproven rookie cornerback. Look at Jeff Okudah 3 years ago. And that's a different argument, Jesse. Like the people that are talking cornerback at 6, Spenmo, I don't know where you guys have been with your show. The people that are talking cornerback at 6, I'm not here for it. And you have a show with a guy who wanted Kyle Hamilton at the number 2 pick. That doesn't understand the landscape of reality. Mm-hmm. That I'm not here for. And I don't think Brad Holmes would be here for it either. Just basing off of what he's done.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it goes down to the rookie contract and what do you have to repay, and you're in the same position as what we're talking about Akuda now. Are you going to pay him $10 million? Right? You don't want to be in that position. So, but again, Neal, tell the people if Brad Holmes picked the corner at 6, you'd be all in.
I'd be all, because chances are he's going to be an elite player.
You're not questioning it. It's the fact that this is his team, and you're behind him 100%.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And then, yeah, I know everyone's talking about murder cases and stuff like that in relation to Spenmo Rack's court cases.
The gloves did not fit.
No, they didn't, so they had to acquit. And this describes Spenmo in his situation, real cream of wheat, because if you're rich, you get away with crap. What's not to understand? That's Spenmo.
Yeah, I wish.
The movers and shakers.
I wouldn't say rich. I wouldn't say comfortable.
Right.
I would say struggling. But it's all right. It's all right. We're getting there.
Yeah, absolutely. Cornerback at 18, cool. And again, just from the money angle, I'm not talking about the talent evaluation, because guess what? I can look and study and understand the salary cap. I can't look and understand talent evaluation.
Good point. Because that's what a great lesson for everybody out there, because it's, do you trust the guy? It's the same thing as it used to be here. You didn't trust any talent evaluators here, so you could say, question decisions that are made, but you trust this talent evaluator. That's why you dive into the salary cap and draft capital to try to make it all make sense to what these guys are going to do. But I agree with Jesse Adams too, and I think we've talked about it, is that corner seems to be at 18 because that's where the talent evaluation, the money seems to ride out. But again, we're with Brad Holmes to see what he does, because that's the great part. Look around to all our sports teams in Detroit. You have competent men leading the way.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Super Saiyan Lion says, Lions should trade back with the Texans, would be a great team to trade with. And look.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I mean, 100%. I want my best performer. Like, we talk about the Lions on the field. I think their biggest weapon is Brad Holmes with draft picks.
Well, absolutely one of them. When you say that, like, he is, to me, as far as that effectiveness or what you've seen in 2 years out of Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? It's that stability. That's what he is, Neal. He's stability. Just like Amon-Ra St. Brown brings you stability that he's going to be continuous on the offense. So, and it's something new. So maybe that's why we're not used to it, right? Because we're getting used to it, because he's proven it for the past couple of years and in the past. But this is like 40, 50 years of not doing anything.
No, absolutely. When you have a big project, you're looking for stability.
Well, absolute stability is where it matters. Uptime matters. Brad Holmes and Alta, they are one and the same, because at Alta, uptime matters. Alta equipment has everything you need to get the job done right. You got a bog project coming up this ground. It's going to thaw. The yards are going to be messy. Give Alta Rent a call. They got you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
On and pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Darren, Mccarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Happy to have you along for the ride today. If you're watching on the all-new revamped woodwardsports.com website, appreciate you. Jump into that chat. Get your thoughts out there. We will get to them as the show rolls on. A little bit of Lions news as well. And look, I'm not a huge, they got snubbed for an award, I'm going to be really upset about it or anything like that. I get it. You get those awards when your franchise is good. The quicker we all realize that, the quicker our feelings won't get hurt and stuff like that. But this one did make me raise my eyebrow a little bit. The all-rookie team for the NFL, the all-defensive rookie team. Aidan Hutchinson, yup. Kayvon Thibodeau on there, yup. And you go, Sauce Gardner, Woolen, Malcolm made it as well. Big-time effort out of your guy, Spenmo.
That's my dog.
Kyle Hamilton. And no Kerby Joseph on there. That was intriguing to me. And look, I know what everybody does. Like, they run to stats. And is it fair to say stats don't tell the story with Sauce Gardner, Sam Flannel? You're an Aidan Hutchinson super fan. Is it fair to say the stats don't tell the story with Sauce Gardner?
It's fair.
It's fair.
Yep.
You can get geeky with analytics
sure.
and the try percentage, how often they tried them and stuff like that, and that'll blow your mind. But you run to the stats real quick, and you look, and the thing that was weird, without keeping track of Kyle Hamilton, like a big Kyle Hamilton fan does, like Easy, per se, who wanted him at number 2. Somebody who would do that, I was stunned to see he had no interceptions, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Kerby had 4 more interceptions, 1 more fumble recovery, 1 more forced fumble, 20 more tackles, and 11% less completion percentage allowed.
Wow.
So you go to team rankings and defense, and Baltimore is like in the middle, around 14. Detroit's 27 to 28. Where does it go down to the biasness?
Well, and
is
he didn't
there
play.
Something to the fact that there were 2 Lions on the all-rookie team?
I think that's a little bit of it too.
That plays more to it than anything else. Right? I think that absolutely the fact that if it was only Hutch, so I think that it came down to who did they think deserved it more, Rodriguez or Joseph, and one of them got shafted and the other one didn't. And the fact, here you go, Neal, the fact that Kyle Hamilton, being drafted higher than regular for safeties played into that. So,
and I think too, and Spenmo, how much do you think Kerby Joseph was hurt by not playing the first 3 games?
I see. I don't know. He still played 300 more snaps than Hamilton. Hamilton only started 4 games.
But you got to remember too, this is like the Pro Football Writers Association.
Yeah.
And they're media guys, right? So what do they like? They like buffets. Mm-hmm. When they go to the stadium, they like buffet. And who doesn't like a buffet? I like a good buffet. Yeah, I know you do, Spenmo. Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't? But to get down in the woods on that, they're just going to look at games played and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Still,
if I had to guess, I think it's because they didn't want to put 3 lines on there, right?
That would be my guess too.
My guess too.
Yeah, I mean, we actually talked about this a little while ago when I was doing the show with you, D-Mac, and here's the thing. I've kind of done, I wouldn't say a complete 180, but when I saw that Kyle Hamilton was voted as like a rookie All-Pro team, I kind of asked myself, why is that? Because obviously Kerby Joseph has the more interceptions. He's forced 6 turnovers, and they were big turnovers. I mean, he intercepted Aaron freaking Rodgers 3 times. 3 times, and those plays changed the outcome of those games, I believe. But Kyle Hamilton, he had a damn good year in and of itself. I feel like
I'm not saying he was bad.
No,
yeah.
I know. I just feel like Kyle Hamilton has become a name that so many of us didn't want him to be drafted at number 2 that he's become a little bit of a pariah. he has more sacks this season than Kerby Joseph, more tackles.
2.
I understand that. More tackles for loss, more QB hits, and Kyle Hamilton. You can take this for whatever you may take it with. Kyle Hamilton this season was the number 1 rated safety in Pro Football Focus. And you might say, what does Pro Football Focus know?
They're a bunch of nerds.
Okay, but the number 1 running back, Josh Jacobs, that sounds about right. The number 1 wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, that sounds about right. The number 1 tight end, Travis Kelce. The number 1 defensive tackle, Chris Jones. The number 1 corner, Sauce Gardner. The number 1 edge...
now it's trash.
No. The number 1 edge rusher is Myles Garrett, and 2 and 3 were Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons. And the number 1 linebacker was Bobby Wagner. Amongst all that, the number 1 safety in Pro Football Focus was Kyle Hamilton. So by those numbers, and I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all, he might have actually been underrated and should have been a Pro Bowler.
Again, I would rather personally have my safety have 4 more interceptions and 11% less completion percentage allowed than 2 sacks. And I would also, where my safety plays over 300 snaps more than the other one, which Kerby did to Kyle Hamilton, and only let up 20 more yards passing.
No, I get that. I think
that's a little bit more important to me.
We're getting a little granular too,
and let's be Football Focus right now.
Yeah, you just made fun of them, and you're becoming that.
I'm just saying.
No, but here it is, though, Spenmo. And I think that narrative gets pushed too because of the way the Ravens deploy him. They deploy him much differently than the way.
Number one funky Lions fan, Joseph and Hamilton aren't even use this thing.
Yeah,
so it's tough to compare because what you said, he's strictly the run defense down in the box. When you always see him, he's up, causing pressure, trying to get pressure. Where Kerby Joseph is, up more of a ball hawk. So, I mean, if I was gonna bet. It would be like it, but it's fair not to compare because they're 2 different kinds of safeties. I would rather have the Kerby Joseph safety, but other people in Baltimore would rather have the Kyle Hamilton.
I think it's kind of a matter of personal preference at this point. I think both teams are happy with who they got because obviously Kerby Joseph, we all agree, the ball just finds him. He made game-changing, season-changing plays for the better for the Lions and definitely for the worse for the Packers. But Kyle Hamilton, what he does well was pretty elite too. He was elite against the run. He was good in coverage. The Baltimore Ravens defense was 3rd in scoring, and he was a big part of it. So to me, I would want both of them on my team. They're different players. To me, it's almost like comparing Micah Parsons and Fred Warner. Like one's more of a ball hawk and one's more of like a hybrid linebacker. It's sort of how do you what do you want? What is your flavor that you like? And Spencer, I get it. Kerby Joseph, I'm happy as hell with him. I am that ball hawking safety. I think every team needs one. But Kyle Hamilton, he's good too.
What if I told you guys that I'm a little more stunned? And I just thought about this. And somebody in WoodwardSports.com chat thread brought it up. And I've been kicking this around. What if I told you that wasn't as egregious as Thibodeau over James Houston?
I would probably.
I wouldn't agree.
No?
No.
I'm just spitballing here. Give me the why on that.
I mean, Thibodeau has 4 times as many tackles. He played the entire season. He had, I believe, 3 times as many tackles for loss. It's Houston had a great year. He had a great year. Obviously the 8 sacks is something that you cannot replace, but he only had 12 tackles on the season. Thibodeau had a touchdown. He had a forced fumble. He had 5 pass defenses. Like he was in every
less
down.
of a special.
He was an every down player.
Right. I don't think that the volume and like for specialists, like James Houston could win the special talent award for how many downs he played, who made the most impact in the NFL this year, right? But I think Thibodeau for the whole season and stuff like that. Like, if it would have been interesting to see Houston, be used a little bit more, but then I don't think he'd be in the conversation. So I think it's just to have that caveat. He's special. We know that, but I don't even think he was in the conversation. You know how minimum how many attempts?
But see, that's why I think the Kerby Joseph thing comes into play, where he didn't play those first 3 games.
He still has 300 more snaps.
No. I understand that, but just at surface value, you know what I'm saying? That's why, the sack rate for. I mean, I could take all those numbers that people are giving me about Thibodeau in relation to Houston and say, yeah, well, what was his sack rate compared to Houston?
Yeah.
When Houston got in the game, ish changed when he got in the game. Like, quarterbacks were in trouble when he got in the game. And Thibodeau was his pass rush was kind of more of a slow burn all year long.
He was in there all the time.
He does
playing more downs,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier doing that. So, which is the James Houston sort of the new thing, right? Our team's going to be looking to have a guy that only plays like 10 snaps a game, but can be effective and get in there for 2 sacks.
He's you know what Houston is like? He's like having a dominant setup guy.
Yeah.
In baseball, that 8th inning guy whose whip is like .89.
We're gonna have James Houston's pass rushing coach on the heavyweights today.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There's
Nice.
a lot of different guys in the league. Cam Jordan, Max Crosby, a bunch of Spartan dogs have been through there. Kenny Willekes, Naquan Jones, Raekwon. I'm really excited for it.
That's kind of cool. I'll give that one a listen for sure.
Talk
man.
about who he's got in this draft to look out for, and obviously talk about James
You should
Houston.
take over that interview. Don't let Easy get in too many questions. All right.
We're going to split it evenly and fairly.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do a critique of the interview. How about this?
Yeah.
I assume you guys are going to post the interview somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go back and watch the interview. I got to do Greg Campy's show tonight, so I'll miss that out. But I will go back and I'll grade the interview. How about I'll give you a Pro Football Focus interview grade. We'll have that for you tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I can't wait for it either. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Epic says LMAO Neal. Yes. Mike G says, Spenny, will the heavyweights cover taco wings again?
We talked about Taco Bell chicken wings because Easy was at Taco Bell and they were selling chicken wings. And he's like, I had to get them. I was like, you did not have to get them. He's like, it was like $6 for $5.
Doesn't matter.
$6 for $6. Like $1 a wing at Taco Bell is even worse. Like you did not have. He's like, if you went there and you'd have to get. I was like, no, I absolutely would not. But he said they weren't bad. He said they weren't good, but they weren't bad. But I'd never buy wings from Taco Bell.
Well, he's the kind of guy that wants to take a safety at number 2, so he doesn't value capital. So he's going to spend, $5 on wings at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do so much other things with $5 at a Taco Bell. That's on brand for Easy.
Give me a chicken quesadilla over the wings any day of the week.
And you got money left over for something else too.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I couldn't get with him on that one.
That's how Easy rolls, man. That's how he deals with capital, DMAC. Sports marketing agency that helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. Helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help. If you are struggling, go to thesportsma.com. If you know someone that's struggling, thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency, they're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren Mccarty on our side.
Lemieux and Mccarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Rhul here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit is all decked out all winter long with the return of the Cadillac Lodge in Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab drinks at the Lodge before or after, Red Wings games, Pistons games, perhaps. You go down to see Connor McDavid tomorrow? You should. Biggest gap between the best player in sports to the number 2 player in sports in any league in North America. And after you're done, slide by the Monroe Street Midway. Do it that way. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long and really anytime. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren Mccarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, et al. All of you, woodwardsports.com chat thread.
Hey,
also,
speaking of McDirty, Connor McDavid, did you see what he did in the where they have the targets on the floor? We've seen this for years, and he ripped off 4 for 4 in less than 5 seconds. Like the sickest performance that I've ever seen.
And no one talked about that.
So where you have the Nets guys, and they have targets on each quarter. He's standing at the top of the slot. Guy rips a pass to him. He's got a boom, off his stick, boom, off his stick. Hits all 4 different corners. Like, he is just... I was so impressed when I saw that, Neal, because I've seen it. I've done it before. And guys can be more accurate for a pro, but in the speed that he did it, it was amazing.
Dude's the best, man.
He is. And that's not an understatement as far as what Neal said. Say it again to the people at home.
The gap between Connor McDavid and the second best player in hockey is bigger than any other 1-2 gap in any other sport in North America.
Yep. It's like putting the batteries together.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
Please tell me I'm wrong.
Shohei Ohtani, maybe. I think you can argue for him. I think it's close.
Mike G nailed the D-Mac, McDavid going 4 for 4. That's like my success against Patrick Waugh. You know it. Absolutely. I think I got like 13 career on that guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, but woodwardsports.com chat thread. Easy catching some strays, which I'm always here for. Everybody knows you can't use more than 12.5% of your cap at Taco Bell on chicken wings. That's true.
That's true.
That is literally, we were just going, during the break, we were going through all the other avenues, that what you could do with $5 at Taco Bell versus getting 5 chicken wings.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's literally like taking a safety.
I rattled off like 12 items off the menu that you could have had like 5 of them.
Right.
I haven't had a cheesy gordita crunch in a while.
Cheesy gordita crunch, you know, the cinnamon twist, the soft. I'm a big soft potato.
The real ones know about the cheesy gordita crunch. Yeah. Those things, whatever witchcraft sauce they put on the Baja sauce.
The Baja sauce.
Just give me a gallon of it.
So good.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Mm-hmm. That is literally like taking a safety at number 2 when you use $5 of your money at Taco Bell on chicken wings. Yeah. So it's on brand.
I'd never do it.
I would never do it either. No sane person would.
What I do miss from Taco Bell is their chicken burritos. They used to have the chicken burritos with the chunky chicken and this like rice and green sauce in them. Those were I'd get 2 of those and some hot sauce. R.I.P. R.I.P. to some real ones.
No doubt. No doubt. Paul Thomas says Connor McDavid versus Mo Sider tomorrow night.
Yeah, be great. I mean, absolutely. That whole lot. You got Draisaitl out there too. You got. Yeah, they got a good team, Edmonton. Why? And somebody asked, "Well, if he's the best player, why don't they win the cup every year?" Because hockey's a team game. You can't do it by yourself. You need other guys there. So.
Yeah. Well, if that were the case,
but we'll see. What a great test. Yeah, get down there. I want to see Mo Sider line up because he will definitely be checking him all game long. Him and Jake Wallman. So you'll see how your guys. Line up, you know, big home stand coming off the All-Star break, and they still got a chance to do some things, but it doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. And again, for me, we're going to get into that because we do need to address it because it is the quote-unquote second half of the season. The Dylan Larkin talk certainly has picked up as well. He had a hat trick in the final All-Star game there, so you know we got to give him $15 million a year now. I've been told, but anyway. Rad says,
I don't like your tone.
Cheesy
when it comes to the contract, talk about Mr. Larkin.
Cheesy gordita crunch and drown that MFer in Baja sauce, says Rad. No question. Mm-hmm. The Booner Sports Show. Cheesy gordita crunch with the Dorito shell is and it is. Mm-hmm. It is unbelievable. God, I gotta get one now.
We used to do Taco Tuesdays in the back. I'd make my own cheesy gordita crunch.
I saw you back there.
Yeah.
Spencer be in the lab with a pen and a pad, trying to get that label off.
That's what it's all about.
No, I do remember it. Spenmo hit us with a good, if you had to have one, if you had to keep one. And I like it. And I'm here for it.
Now are you gonna preface this with, on the surface it seems so easy?
No, because on the surface it's easy, in the depth it's easy, in the abstract it's easy, in reality it's easy, in the value of the position it's easy, but I don't want to spike the punch.
Do you want me to tell the people what we're talking? Well, you can preface it, but let me answer first.
Sure. Okay. If you had to keep one.
Just one.
If you could only keep one. Obviously, you'd want both.
Yeah. If you can only keep one. Penei Sewell or Aidan Hutchinson. You can only keep one. Darren Mccarty, you're on the floor is yours.
I'm going with the front road grader because you cannot replace the Penei Sewells of the world for years. Not only do the duration of an offensive lineman, a guy that can move from being drafted at a left tackle to a right tackle to a right, wherever you need him to play on the line. Obviously, he's proven the durability. It's something that I don't have to worry about. Plus, I'm not even going to talk about pushing guys 6, 7, 8 yards into the backfield or whatever it is. That's the no-brainer. I love Aidan Hutchinson, but as an edge rusher, they're more a dime a dozen. I can just sub James Houston in there, right? Go draft another guy, and it's not saying that I don't love Aidan Hutchinson, but the value of Penei Sewell to your team that you can solidify. Look at this Philadelphia Eagles team. They got two, Jason Kelce at center and Lane Johnson at the left, right, playing on a torn groin or whatever, but these guys are the men. You look at Trent Williams. To me, Penei Sewell has the ability to be the Trent Williams of his generation, the Jonathan Ogden. He is a guy that we will be talking about as generational. So so generational, and I don't think, as great as Aidan is, I love Aidan, he's not generational.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Dirty Dr. D says Cheesy Gordita Crunch greater than John Stockton. That is a fact.
All day.
Emilio Jacena says, what is your mid at Taco Bell? Mexican pizza gets way overrated.
Yes.
It's good. I like it. But the way people lose their mind about it. Sam Flannel, you can only keep one. The Aidan Hutchinson stan, the Aidan Hutchinson simp, the Michigan simp, Sam Flannel, who you keeping?
I'm going with Aidan Hutchinson, of course. And for the record, I love both of them. I think that they both are going to be perennial Pro Bowlers, All-Pros, and maybe even Hall of Famers. But that being said, who did the Lions have as their edge rusher rushing the passer before Aidan Hutchinson got there? The year before, Charles Harris led him in sacks, and I think we can all agree now that was a blip. He's not that kind of a player.
Not that guy, pal.
No, he's not. He was a one-year wonder. They needed an Aidan Hutchinson to come in and actually sort of create a defense. Aidan Hutchinson came in as a rookie, and I think we would all agree, maybe not definitively, but to me, he was the single best player on their defense as a rookie. He led them in sacks. He led all rookies in sacks. And this was a defense that was depleted before, and now we're looking at it as a potential good defense moving forward, and it was very good for the last 10 games of the season. When it comes to offense, I get it that Penei Sewell was the missing piece, and he might very well be their best offensive lineman right now, but they already had Ragnow, they already had Taylor Decker, they already had Jonah Jackson. And to me, if I have to split hairs, which this is doing, I want the guy in Aidan Hutchinson who basically helped sort of solidify the defense just with his presence. Because without him, the first 10 games, I think, would have been a disaster until James Houston emerged. Give me Aidan Hutchinson.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. XYYX says, I would say Ovechkin is number 2 to Connor McDavid. Neal, yes, but it's a very distant gap.
Giant gap.
Between the two. CJ Schneider says, I just had pork nachos. LOL. Spenmo, you can only keep one.
I'm going Penei. I don't know. This is tough. Obviously, I love them both. Obviously, I want them both on this team for the rest of their careers. But Penei Sewell anchored that offensive line. The offense is the unit that is cemented, and you need to be elite. And with Penei Sewell, you make that offensive line so much better. It gives Jared Goff more time. He brings that edge, which is something you can't teach and something that not everybody has. You can get a great player, you can get a great guy that could be as productive as Penei Sewell, but he's not going to have the same mentality or the same kind of tenacity that Penei Sewell does. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Penei. And he's my favorite player on the team, so that doesn't help.
Well, yeah, you and I both.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rule breaker. This is from Mike G. Keep Spencer. Let Easy walk for his love of Kyle Hamilton. Well, yeah, absolutely. We're already talking extension with Spenmo. There's no doubt about it. Jeremy Anderson, double deckers best and grande soft taco and soft taco with nacho cheese between two soft shells. That's intricate. Like that's a lot, but it certainly does.
I'm a nachos Belgrande simp. That's it.
Yeah.
Throw
it is.
That refried right on there. Let's go.
Let's go to work.
So before, who would you be?
Well, you know where I'm going to go with this, right? And obviously it's going to be Penei Sewell for me, and I'll qualify it. I'm a simp for the guy, but here's the deal. And I saw somebody at WoodwardSports.com chat thread. They left this message. Hutch affects every game. Hoofhearted said Hutch affects every game. So does Penei Sewell. And let me tell you what else Penei Sewell affected. He affected this franchise. The thing that I have always starved for with the Detroit Lions is what Penei Sewell brought to the party. When he gets up in Nick Bosa's face and says, "You ain't punking me today." When he gets up in Aaron Donald's face and says, "Ish is different around here now. I'm here now," and stares him down. I love that kind of stuff. And let's be real, too. The running game for the Detroit Lions was a joke for a decade. Penei Sewell comes in here, it's 130 yards every single week. What was the difference? Penei Sewell was the difference in that. And look, guys, we're even talking about it now. If everything stays the same, all the draft picks and the top 5 picks are the 3 quarterbacks and Carter and Will Anderson, who are the Lions probably going to end up taking? Tyree Wilson, right? Mm-hmm. Defensive end out of Texas Tech. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't get franchise-altering tackles every single day. And when you go back through the Super Bowl, more often than not, what do you see? You see a transformative offensive lineman on those teams.
But I think Aidan Hutchinson is going to be a transformative defensive player. I think he showed in his rookie year that he does have the ability and the ceiling that rivals a Bosa brother or a Watt brother or even a Myles Garrett, that he wasn't just a try-hard, that he was the best edge rusher in this draft. And teams need edge rushers too. You need to be able to get to the quarterback. And if Aidan Hutchinson wasn't on this team at the beginning of the season, I mean, who was going to rush them? Charles Harris? John Kaminsky, maybe? I mean, James Houston didn't emerge until later on. Josh Paschal was hurt the beginning of the season. I think that they're both going to be franchise-changing players. I think we might look at them going forward as the first and second best players on the team. But I don't think it's as obvious as Penei Sewell's a franchise changer, Aidan Hutchinson was not. I think that that's a little too simplistic.
I think that it's down to that Penei Sewell has proven it more than Hutchinson. I'm not going to say, and to whoever said it, yeah, he could be generational, but I think that the defense can get neutralized, can it not? He's not an Aaron Donald. He's not a one-man guy that can disrupt. So they can focus in on him. So he needs the rest of his line mates and his team, whoever that is, causing him so that he can get one-on-ones, so that he can prove that he's good one-on-one. Offensively with Penei Sewell, you dictate where you run behind him. You dictate what you move behind him. I know more of what I have. And I'm sure, like you said, Neal always do, you're getting his gold jacket ready one day. I'm not saying Hutchinson can't be that, but what I'm saying is I need to see more to be that dominant, because I've seen defensive records like that be taken right out of the game. Now, last year, with what he's proven, but he's still got to learn. So right now, at this point, I would say Sewell. I'm not counting out your boy, but I just think it's too easy, too early, because of the adjustments that the league is going to make to him. I don't think the NFL can make any adjustments to Penei Sewell that he can't dictate. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely it does. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. You can only keep one. Who do you pick? 69% of the people say Penei Sewell, Sam Flanagan. That is surprising to me a little bit.
I mean, I'm not super surprised, because I think that people, and maybe this is me thinking too highly of myself, people just want to not make the homer pick and make me upset, because I don't think it's as clear cut.
Yeah, you're right. You're thinking too much of yourself.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't think it's that clear cut. You guys are acting like Penei Sewell is already Trent Williams right now. And that's not the case.
I believe that he is.
Oh, come on.
I believe that he is.
Trent Williams is the best offensive lineman I've ever seen. Best offensive tackle I've ever seen. Penei Sewell, he could get there. He might get there. But you're acting
he's on track to get there.
He might.
Bro.
He could. He could. I would love it.
Did you see him run through that wall at the Pro Bowl?
I was thinking, please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. I saw
nobody saw it.
Yeah,
I saw D-Mac. D-Mac saw it. Two things D-Mac knows. Number one, watching the NFL Pro Bowl. Number two, where to get your haircut. Those are the two things he knows.
Absolutely. Check it out. Thank you, Beth. Lady Jade's Haircuts for Men. Come through Lady Jade's for award-winning haircut experience. Register for once in a lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. Yes, I said it. $200K. Lady Jade's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Neal Rhul here for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. You know what's going on down there. It is a downtown winter festival that's going on all the time. So slide on through there. You can bring the kids. You can bring a date. If you're Sam Flannel, you can bring your in-laws and go down to the Monroe Street Midway and just hang out, have a good time. You want to goof around, get on the bumper cars, you can do all that kind of stuff. The Midway Arcade, you can do that too. Puck putt, you can do the game stuff. Or, as if Spenmo and I went down there, it's drinks at the lodge time, Spenmo. That's facts.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it's going down.
Factual.
I'm gonna knock down some bourbon. Spenmo, he's a little less
tequila guy.
Yeah.
Well, I know where to find you after I was done with the puck putt.
Yeah.
There you go. After DMAC gets done, you can come pick us up. And hey, the bottom line is all of us will be having a great time down there. And guys, I say it like this all the time. This isn't about the script or anything like that with the Monroe Street Midway. It's like a real city. Stuff that we've talked about for a long time that we want here in Detroit. It's like a real city. I go to all these other places. They've always had this before. The downtown festivals, people, streets closed, all that kind of stuff, people hanging out. We have that in Detroit. So go support it. We say we want this stuff all the time, so go support it. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com, get more information. But again, roll down, Monroe Street Midway. We'll see you at the Midway. On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren Mccarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The squad is here. We are off and running, and it was interesting. That was pretty eye-opening to me. Just about 70% of the vote for Penei Sewell. I thought I was going to have to draw the sword, but the people were with me.
Oh, they're smart.
You know what that tells me, too?
Here's the bottom line, right? Think about this, people, right? We could be having this conversation legitimately for the next 8 to 10 years.
Let's have it every February.
Let's have it every day. My guy's better than your guy. My offense is better than your defense and stuff like this, because that means these guys will be around. They'll be an integral part of this team as we expect them to be. And you know what? I'll be happy to be wrong if these two guys bring us a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Again, that's where I am with it. I just think that he changed everything the second he walked in the door. All of a sudden, they're one of the best rushing attacks in the league. I wonder what changed.
Look at the offense. Look at Goff's turnovers. Look at Goff being upright. Look at the different things there. I think that everybody sees it the way, and the chat, and then the poll tells you that people, that's what their eyeball test is telling them.
Mike G says, rule breaker, keep one, Hutchinson or K9, right here, right now. Hutchinson, just the lifespan of a running back. That's a pretty simple one. Not to say K9's not great. He is. He's great. He could be the best running back in football. He could be.
It's not outside the.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
He had anything's possible.
But then you're getting into that conversation of them too. You're Hutch all day. Hutch, it's the same conversation as Sewell.
Right.
Right.
And there's only
a dime a dozen, and
the only, and you could say that cornerbacks, it would be, I would say Sauce, but that would be it. There would be no other cornerback in the league. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, where it becomes positional at that. Hutch over any safety, anywhere. One cornerback, that's it. But all the other cornerbacks in football, that's what it is.
Yeah, it goes to show you rarefied air, and you're not that far off.
Yeah.
Right, with Hutchinson, that actually makes me feel better.
So there you have it. All right, D-Mac. We haven't been together a ton as of late. We got back at it. You were out there taking care of business out there with some pretty cool stuff. When the time's right, D-Mac, I'll let you in on that, what was going on. We got to talk about it. And I think now the water's about as hot as it's been. And the Dylan Larkin stuff, we touched on it Friday. But that was before he scored 3 goals in the All-Star game.
We had 5 the whole weekend.
Right.
So, let's not take it away from him.
No, 100%. I'm not. But 3 in the championship All-Star game, or whatever kind of silliness that they're doing now. Why can't we just play a hockey game? Why can't it? I like the NHL All-Star game. I did.
Oh, you would have watched that? But everybody likes 3-on-3. Everybody wants the shootout gone and played 3-on-3 for 10 minutes until it ends up.
No. But anyway, I digress. Hey, how can you fix All-Star Weekend? 2 for it. Business at hand. Dylan Larkin. What?
They were literally doing that on my drive in today.
On what?
On my drive in today.
Just so you know, Neal, I watched Pro Bowl. I did not catch any of the All-Star game.
Okay.
So
anyway, the Dylan Larkin situation. Does it change anything for you, D-Mac? Because I think it changed some things for me.
First of all, X, Y, Y, Z, I love you to death. And they say, trust me, Yzerman hated in caps seeing Larkin score all those goals. You're absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, not a chance.
He wanted to see him score all the goals. Nothing has changed in Steve Yzerman's mind about what his game plan is moving forward. They're either going to get a deal done between 8 and 9, whatever else. If I'm sitting here right now, which I'm not in charge of the money, but I'd already have him signed at 9 years for 8. Right? And I know that I'm going to have to pay somebody $11 or $12 million to be my 1C. That's what Darren Mccarty, am willing to pay my captain, my 2C, what he means culture-wise. But I'm not Steve Yzerman. And at the end of the day,
the plan,
why Steve Yzerman, right? What did Dylan Larkin do? He's at other than Matthew Tkachuk won the MVP. Dylan Larkin's on the goal. Got this. His value, if it's gone up for the trade. If Steve isn't doing his job to the best of the ability, if people aren't calling and finding out what the plan is and the conversation, what Dylan Larkin did the best for you is you as the organization. If he is, God forbid, I hope he doesn't. Darren Mccarty, I hope he is a Red Wing, and then I get to celebrate when they lift the Stanley Cup, and it'll be him lifting it the next time. But if Steve Yzerman, if it's not in the game plan because it's a money issue or whatever else and he's got a different plan, then I trust him the most, right? It's not what I want, but what Dylan Larkin did this weekend as a Detroit Red Wing and as Steve Yzerman, he's sitting there going, thanks, kid, right? because his value and what you said, the waters aren't as high. Now, I still think you got almost a month left to the trade deadline, right? That something will get done. But if it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. I trust Stevie, and this is where it comes down to it, that you got to best believe that these two sides are working more to get it done. The one thing I haven't heard, what's the name I haven't heard in the last month or whatever like this, sparingly? It's what's going to go on with Bertuzzi. He's in the same thing. Remember all of this conversation? You still got Veron, who's starting to score down in the minors. You just saw that Zadina just got recalled on his conditional, and Adam Murray got sent down, right? So Steve's got a plan, and it might not be yours, right? And it might not be your money, and do whatever it is. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, my firm belief is that when Dylan Larkin is your 2C, you can win a cup. And I'm willing to pay my 2C $9 million. It wouldn't even be an argument, but I'm not good with money. That's why I'm not the money guy. So trust in hashtag #WiserPlan 1919 to the fullest extent. I guess where's that target button, that easy button, boom, 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 you hammer? I'm just going to hammer the hashtag #WiserPlan. Because at the end of the day, and here's the thing, Neal. Oh, are you worried that Stevie hasn't been in this pressure-packed negotiation situation before with high-end talent?
No, he's done that.
Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov in Tampa, same sort of thing. I still have the confidence, if you ask me, that it's going to get done before the trade deadline. But again, I don't know anything more than you guys. That's where it's at. But what Dylan Larkin did this weekend only helps you as a team and an organization. Because he's not... At the end of the day, he didn't make himself more money on his contract, right? The fact that what he did this weekend, oh my gosh, I got to give him $9 million now. No, you were either going to give it to him or you weren't going to give it to him.
Yeah, that doesn't really change anything. And we're going to talk more about it, because I have a question for DMAC. Because, as Sam Flannel likes to say, when new information presents itself,
you're allowed to change your opinion.
And I want to see if DMAC changed his opinion, because I did a little bit. We'll tell you after this. Cintron World's an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Cintron's fashionable, functional, and fun. If you want premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Proud partners with Little Caesars Arena, the Detroit Red Wings, the Detroit Pistons. If you're watching Connor McDavid tomorrow play against the Red Wings, you can slide on in and grab a Cintron, the classic, the cranberry, or the sugar-free. It's all there for you. So you know what? Why wait? Get it at home, too. Buy online. DrinkCintron.com. You're in Amazon. You're about that prime life. And you are, because you watch bad Thursday night football, even though I tell you not to, but you guys do it anyway. Use that Amazon Prime to buy Cintron. It's available on Amazon as well. Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Neal Rhul here for Custom Health Centers. Our own Ryan Armani is on his journey with Custom Health Centers. And you see, he's already ripped up and got a six-pack in all that. Now we're just playing a little bit. But Ron Armani is down 15 pounds during his time with Custom Health Centers, and you guys can be their next success story. As a matter of fact, Custom Health Centers has over 20,000 success stories. People you know, too. Pro Bowl MVP, Lions kicker Eddie Murray. NBA champion, Detroit bad boy, Rick Mahorn's looking great. He's down over 50 pounds, people. You can be next. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health. 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Can we call an audible for the next segment? Not this one coming up. Is Rogelio available to come in here?
Yeah, I can talk to him.
Yeah, would you mind doing that, Spenny? Sure. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, brother. Because there's a story out about the Tigers farm system, and I want Rogelio, who tells me not to panic and everything like that, I want him to sit in that GD chair and look at me in the eye. Look me in the eye, Rogelio.
Absolutely, and tell me that we do not have the worst farm system.
Thank you.
Like you and I are being told. Because when I walk around here and ask Tigers questions, I'm told, relax, there's things coming. So we'll get to that, but you did have a question.
I did have a question for you. And information changed for me. And I know where everybody's going to go. I know how this is going to turn out, and I'm fine with it. I got broad shoulders. I can take it. Bo Horvat signed an extension with the Islanders to the tune of 8 years, $68 million. 8.5 per.
There's the Larkin deal. Oh my gosh, what have I been saying?
And for me, D-Mac, now I'm jaded, and I do because I work in sports and I'm in locker rooms and on flights and stuff. So I do, don't get me wrong, I get the dynamic of it, the locker room dynamic, the leadership dynamic. I do, but I only know that in the teams that I cover, right? Because I'm entrenched in it, so I understand that. But I understand the concept.
Is everywhere.
I understand the concept.
And the
Absolutely.
winning dynamic is different than the losing dynamic.
At 1,000,000%. For me, though, and this is me, it can't be more than that for me. For with Dylan Larkin, it can't be.
Hashtag why is we playing 1919?
And again, it's not the D-Mac plan.
Thing. You got Lou Lamoriello, right, who doesn't want to pay anybody, right? That obviously forks over. To me, this tells me where the Larkin, and you know what? No, he's probably going to get 9 because Horvat got 8.5, but maybe not. But to me, I said all along, 8.5 at 8. Right, it's going to be. I just posted.
You said between 8 and 9.
If it's 8 at 8 and 8 at 9, and here's the thing, I don't give a shit because I'm going to give him that extra $500 a year or whatever because of what he means to the whatever like that or to be above. But I think the market, the new information should show you that whether you think Horvat got overpaid or not. Lou Lamoriello, who
I don't think he did.
Regarded as one of the best GMs in the league, figured out a way, and that's your comparable. I throw comparables to Horvat, to Landeskog, to whatever. Those guys are all where the contract's signed in 2023 right now. It used to be $7.5 million. Now it's $8.5 million.
And for me, and look, I know that people are running to it. They're saying Horvat got overpaid. And I don't know, man. Like, back-to-back 30-year goals seasons. He's got 31 goals in 49 games this year. I mean, like, he's put it together. Is it safe to say he's put it together, D-Mac? And there's a sample size.
Consistency is something that's there. But, I mean, what you're seeing out of Larkin is the consistency of the leadership of the point-of-game guy or whatever like that as your 2C. Bo Horvat, what do you think he is? He ain't a 1A to me. He's a 2. In my mind, on a winner. Right? So, the Barzals and all those guys, so... I mean, it pretty much, the writing's on the wall. It tells me exactly where Larkin's going to fit in. And maybe it'll be 8.75, maybe it'll be 8.25, maybe it'll be 8.5, maybe it'll be 9. To me, it's all the same.
Right.
I mean, why is it, Neal, when we're talking about signing guys, free agents or whatever, and when people say, oh, we got to pay him $3 million a year, and it says, no, let's pay him $4 million a year, and there's no problem throwing out to somebody who hasn't been here and committed to know what you have, right? All right, let's throw him an extra $1 million or extra $4 million over the contract. Then you want a guy who's from here, lived here, shown you everything community-wise and whatever, and you're going to fight pennies over that? Why is it always the grass is greener and, oh, come on over here, we'll give you whatever you need instead of taking care of your own? Like, I never got that. I never got that. When we're talking about free agents, everybody's always like, pay him 15 million. Who cares? We'll give him the guy that. Is that not always the case? Am I out of line? Am I wrong with that?
No.
But when it's not our guy, we're always willing to throw out all the money. But when he is our guy, we don't want to pay him.
And I guess it comes down to this.
At the end of the day, no matter what, hashtag Wiser Plan 1919.
Here's the deal, though, D-Mac. For me, this is what changes. In his last 119 games, he's got 62 goals. Horvat, I'm talking about. And he did it in Vancouver. Similar situation, right? Over the last couple of years to the Red Wings? Is that similar?
Yeah, but he's also got Elias Peterson, who's a 1A. So, no, it's not. Because Larkin hasn't. He's had to be the guy. So it's not similar.
Okay. That's why I ask you these questions.
And again, it's not at all similar because Elias Peterson is their 1A out there that they're putting everything on. And obviously, so the Horvats and the Larkins of the world those are the leaders. Those are the guys. Your 30-goal guys, the guys that play every night, play through pain, be the leadership, be the voice, stand in front of the camera, all that stuff.
And I'm not saying that it's the D-Mac plan, 25-25. No, I'm not saying that it is. And D-Mac's not saying that either. And D-Mac obviously has passion about this. It's just for me, when you start getting north of that, it gets a little aggressive. It gets a little aggressive. And I understand the leadership component. I do. And I understand the local ties and all that kind of stuff. But here's where, again, to me, and I am this way with Brad Holmes, and I am this way with Steve Yzerman. He will do. I do like the fact that he's drawn a, quote, line in the sand here, whether that's real or make-believe or not. What about this, D-Mac? What about renting him out, then signing him back?
Okay, maybe. It could be.
I'm just saying that's
no,
fine.
but I mean, there's the perfect situation. I mean, let's be honest. If I was in the situation and this was my team and stuff like this, and I'd be privy. I would want to have that conversation to see if that would make my team better. I'd be willing to do it. But again, that's something you never know. I don't think so. I don't think that's part of the hashtag Wiser plan, but I don't know. Maybe we'll wait and see.
What about this question?
Could you imagine?
That would be a G move.
That would be
oh my God, I would love
level.
It. Trade him to Toronto and take some of their draft picks. And then I'd have to root against them. I'm sorry, I would. But then come back from Toronto. Oh my God. That would be the.
Don't get me sidetracked.
I would inject that into my veins.
Hey, screw Toronto and double dip and get better.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's not my birthday.
What about this one? Sab shot. I'll give you this one, D-Mac. Who would you take at $9 million? Kucherov, Hughes, Point, or Larkin? And it's not Larkin.
Say that. What?
Who would you take at $9 million? Kucherov, Hughes, Point, or Larkin? He said, I'm not taking Larkin.
I'd take Larkin over Point.
Yeah, it's a conversation. At the age, he's Larkin's up there, right? Point is obviously, but again, do you not have your Braden Point and your Lucas Raymond? I like what Lane Hartman did here. Who are your comparables to Stanley Cup teams? Who's going to be this guy? Who's going to be this guy? Then you plug in the money, right? Like the Siders, the Mccars, and the Larkins, the Landeskog's. At the age and at where he's at right now, Larkin's your play for the long term. I'm not giving Kucherov $9 million over 8 years or 9 years. Point, I might. Hughes, maybe. Right? As your 1C.
Yeah.
But I think it all goes to what the plan is. Thank goodness I don't have to make these decisions.
It's not 25-25.
Not 25-25.
D-Mac's plan.
19. Hashtag
25-25. D-Mac. Yeah, D-Mac. Hey, did we get a confirmation from Rogelio?
We did. I went back there and confirmed with him.
Rogelio, if you're watching, get in this chair and let's go.
Yeah.
I got some issues, man.
If he doesn't show up, I got to
this.
think that maybe there's some smoke and mirrors, that the Athletic might be right.
The baseball fans out there, and I know there are a couple of you, lock in for this one.
But first, let me tell you guys about something that I didn't get on Friday, which is pretty upsetting, but it's all right. It's Cousins Maine Lobster, because Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit. Try a variety of sweet, succulent Maine Lobster menu items at their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their events scheduled on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app, where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards. You can even scan that QR code right there to figure out where they are rolling around the city. So make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster and get some of that lobster.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real expert professional technicians that take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs, whether business or personal. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. Here's the number, 1-800-STAY-OUT. 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call anytime, day or night. Note the Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. So give them a call today, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Technology backed by people. Yes, your safety and security deserve technology that's been driven to work and people who have proven to care. Just like our boy Sam Flannel. And Guardian Alarm has been providing flannel protection for how many straight days?
207.
207 straight days of flannel protection. You can have that for whatever you care about, but I need you to call today, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out of the end zone this Sunday, Mouthfenders.
Spotlight Brittany and Jackson Mahomes.
That's fair.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them, Big D, Energy, we sent you.
That one was goated.
That was good,
no one's going to beat that one.
Thank you.
No one ever. So just shut it down. Tell Guardian thank you for our partnership. Thank you for the time. That one's never going to be beat. He's Spencer Raxter. My name is Neal Rhul. We got Darren Mccarty. We got Sam Flannel here in the building as well. Happy to have all of you with us. And I saw something. Now, I knew this. And I knew this because of my friend Darren Mccarty.
Yes.
I was under the illusion, like a lot of other people were, that our guy from Woodward Tigers, Rogelio Castillo, is under the illusion, I think. The proprietor of Woodward Tigers. You can follow him on Twitter at Rajcast Baseball. Also follow at Woodward Tigers as well. Does a fine job, too. One of the, I contend, better than any beat writer in the city.
Facts.
That's facts. Don't believe me. Just go look at the data and the information.
Go read. Go read his articles. Yeah. Go listen to what he has to say. This man loves his baseball and his Tigers.
But he loves this farm system too much. Story in The Athletic this weekend. They ranked all the baseball farm systems. Here, let me show you what we're up against here. Because number one was the LA Dodgers. Let me scroll. All right, we're at 16. That's the Kansas City Royals. Where are your Tigers? Let me scroll. Oh, there's the Marlins, Phillies, scroll. Red Sox, Padres, Angels. Hold on, we're still scrolling. The Astros, the White Sox, Atlanta, still scrolling. Oh, here they are, number 30. Your Detroit Tigers. The lowest ranked farm system in baseball. Rogelio, first off, I appreciate you, jumping on with us. This is kind of an impromptu thing. They're not wrong, brother. They're not wrong. This is the worst farm system in baseball. I just want people to I want people to understand this, how lean this is going to be.
Look, let me just say this for the record. They do not. Personally, I think they have the 22nd or 21st best system in all of baseball. Okay, 30th, no way. Nationals are terrible. The White Sox are very thin. Even the Royals, who haven't produced, they draft all this pitching and haven't done buckets with it. So for me, I look at guys like Colt Keith, who is on Kylie McDaniel's ESPN Baseball Insider, has him ranked. He's number 1 on Tiger Minor League Report. Colt Keith is invited to spring training. He is one of as non-roster invitee. That's saying something to me. And they have a couple players. I also believe in Isaac Pacheco. Granted, are they deep on starting pitchers? No. This system still has to prove to me and to you and to Keith Law, who, by the way, Keith Law mails it in a lot. I'm sorry. He does.
Oh, okay.
Because, quite frankly, I don't see him at games. Maybe he's not. He's a busy guy. And I love his writing. I love his straight demeanor. Don't get me wrong. But take away all the games I went to outside my Tiger bias. There's signs of the system showing results. We saw it last year with Bo Brisky. You saw it last year with others. It's small, and I know, Neal, you're giving me like the what the hell look, Roger, and I understand. We're at the hell,
Bo Brisky.
But listen, Gary
the
Hill. The
hopes of a franchise riding on Bo Brisky.
I understand, but they've never gotten help from their pitching staff before. You come on. You sat through the Brian DuBois era, the Kevin Ritz of it all those times you sat.
But I knew they stunk.
Yeah, but this is the next wave of Tiger pitching in the 90s was supposed to replace Jack Morris and Dan Petrie did nothing. There's something that they're getting out of what they have. They turned Alex Lang into a weapon when he was just floundering around as a starter in the minor leagues.
Alex Lang's good.
So,
right.
Bottom line,
he'll be great for the Yankees.
But here,
next year.
Isn't this bottom line where, as a fan, I want to be at 30th with the new regime with Scott Harris? If you're telling me they're signing these new guys, they're bringing new guys in, it's gonna change. You're telling me that it's gonna change, but it hasn't changed because you still have to deal with the old regime's garbage that they put in this organization. So tell me, what is the pathway out? Because you're saying that it's not as bad as what this guy says or whatever. So tell me why it's not that bad and how. Because when we have conversations,
and then I'll tell you why it is.
It's going to get better quicker now, right? You think?
Right. Yeah. Because you have guys like Colt Keith, Isaac Pacheco, who are under the age of 21. It's not Neal Rhule's favorite 25-year-old prospect.
Oh, give him to me. The 25. Give me more Cody Clemens. Give me more Ryan Kreidler. Give him to me.
He gone. But my point is, guys are producing at a younger rate for the Tigers for the first time as far as I can remember. This is a system that has a couple players that are on the cusp. I'm not saying greatness. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not gonna be one of those people who are like, oh, I'm not gonna be, no offense to Lynn Henning.
Has anybody watched this Tiger team? We don't need greatness. We need major league players.
All I'm saying, Darren, is that they have 3 or 4 regulars on the way. That's it. 2 war players. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for this system to do that, I think just that's exceeding an expectation that they haven't had in quite some time.
But here's the deal, and to be fair, with the Scott Harris signing, management did that because it was easier to cut a big check to a scout or a scouting director or the guy from Tampa that made Tampa into what they are. It was cheaper and easier to cut a check to him than it was to go out and spend $150 million on free agents. That's why, number one. But number two, and I said this, and to be fair to the Tigers, again, they did what I said you had to do. You either had to go make it rain or you had to overhaul what you did from a scouting perspective, which they did. Yes. They did overhaul it. However, that will pay dividends 6 years from now, 5 years from now. I just want people to understand how grim this is going to be. Because guess what? We're right back. You know where we are, D-Mac, right now? With this farm system, Raj? And here's why I say it. It is awful. And it is the worst. Because all I ever hear nationally is about Jackson Jobe and Jace Young. And it's always the guys that you just picked every year with the Tigers. It's always the guys they just drafted that are like, oh, well, they're high on this guy. And we're right back to where we were on opening day last year when everybody tried to tell me, oh, they're a playoff team. All you got to do is hit a rookie parlay with Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson. No. One of those guys will not make it. Guy, I'm sorry to tell you. I know that's not the narrative and that's not what's pushed, but between Jace Young and Jackson Jobe, the math, the probability, history says one of them are never going to make it. You're counting on a 2 prospect parlay now. You're even in a worse spot than where you were before. You're even worse. It's even more ridiculous than last year. That's my point. That's why I'm pissed. And I'm pissed because I know how grim it's going to be, and everyone's going to check out again. Raj, they just are. This thing is over in May. Over in May.
I'm going to say this. This Tiger team, if you look at the national, forget the national pundits for a moment, okay? Another example of this was Kerry Carpenter last year. He made a couple swing changes, and he made it up from AA to the major leagues, had a couple home runs. That is one step. It's a very minor step. It's nothing of write the world home about, but Riley Green started the year. I always wonder what if Riley Green started the year healthy. But
he didn't.
But, again, I look at Spencer Torkelson, what he said last week on Sirius FM, MLB Network, trying to get his swing back to what it was before. It's a swing that missed fastballs. So to me, that's not encouraging that he's not taking the coaching. However, the reason why I don't think the system is worse off than it was before is, quite frankly, I look at some of the guys I saw last year in Erie and Toledo and going to all these games and take off the blinders for a moment against other teams. Like the Nationals, by the way, last year had a series of minor league free agents, and they had a couple games back and forth. They allowed like 10 runs. The Nationals are terrible, and they had to trade their best players to even get a farm system. That's how bad they were. I think the Tigers are on the cusp of producing at least 2 regular players. It's going to be bad, Neal. I'm not going to tell you that they're going to go to. You know me. I'm not going to tell you they're going to win.
No, 80, I know, and you're fair about that. Yeah. You're right, but I don't think people even understand how bad it's going to. Right. They don't. Raj, you guys, you don't.
I think it's. You remember the Astros? The Astros. You remember the Lastros
with 0.0 television ratings. We at Oakland, because I keep track of this stuff for Oakland, we had 3 of our games on TV 20 pull a higher television number than Houston Astros games.
That's awesome.
But
think about that.
I believe that. Yeah.
The Astros won 2 World Series when they got it together. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You guys probably pull more than the NHL too.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that one tomorrow. Raj, you stick with me through the break here? Okay. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? Stuffed potato pancakes are back. They slap. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster is out there as well. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Neal Rhul here for Chili Peppers Tanning. You find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms, and trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll be competitors' prices by at least $5. Get the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, the Swedish Beauty Lotions. Go to ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Find out which one of the 27 locations works best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning. Hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters. Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yeah. Final segment of the show. We got our boy Rogelio Castillo. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Follow Woodward Tigers as well. They're the best at breaking down Tigers baseball. There are.
Facts.
Absolutely, Roger. And what I got you here, okay, bottom line, right? We're talking about this. What do I look forward to as a Tiger fan, or what do I do this summer to get ready for this season?
Look forward to? What do you? Here's what you do, D-Mac. You go for a run. You sit out on your deck. You mow the grass. Put together those little model ships inside of a bottle. Do that. Do anything else. D-Mac, this is awful for 4 years minimum. Historically awful. Real quick, Raj.
I'm not going to take your until the cleanup hitter is announced for opening day. Then you're allowed to say this team will win 20 games.
It's going to be Miggy.
Unbelievable. Is there any hope, Raj?
Raj, look, I'm not going to put you on the spot for the whole lineup. Austin Meadows at cleanup, right? Gotta be.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah, gotta be.
There's no other alternative.
Yeah.
All you need to know,
Or
and
Matt
look,
Hurling.
this will change. Like the Austin Meadows things, people come at me and say, 30 home run year. Your two-hitter is Matt Vierling or Akil Baddoo. That's your two-hitter. Stop. Just stop.
I'm not saying anything.
But here's the thing, guys. You have to realize, Raj is going to be down there covering this team. He's got to be there, obviously being Woodward. So what do you do, Raj? Because I know you love the Tigers as much as anybody else, but how do you mentally, right, prepare yourself? Like,
what do you do to get through August 4th and they're playing the Royals and it's an afternoon game? How do you get through that?
Well, last year I went to a couple minor league games because all 4 teams had a winning record for the first time in club history, and that helped, watching winning baseball elsewhere. So,
am I being unfair? Am I being unfair?
Did I just hear you say you got to go to Toledo to see the Mudhens?
I'm not
even there. No, you're saying Erie? Erie's where all the next kids are?
There's going to be some really good prospects down in Erie. But to me, ultimately, what you're going to look forward to this year is to see what Scott Harris has brought in from his trades. So you have Matt Vierling. You have Nick.
You'll probably see him hitting number 2 for the big club this year.
I'm more interested also to see the development of guys like this Akil Baddoo, who's been working out, to be doing best spring training.
Give it to me, Akil Baddoo. What are you doing in my car?
Yeah. he's a good actor. He is a good actor.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in seeing if Baddoo takes another step development wise, because
we're still on this, huh?
But here's
Raj.
Because Neal, they don't have much else to say. They don't have much to offer right now because they are literally, they tore the place down. They tore down the stuff from the beams. And to me, the thing I'm looking forward to is what Scott Harris can do with all these little minor league free agency flips. And he did well within San Francisco. He did that with the Cubs. They have their brain trust in Mark Connor. I'm interested. I'll be honest with you, I'm more excited about the draft.
No, but Raj, and look, both things can be true, right? I can be pissed off, and I can have Scott Harris show me, right? I can do that. But the problem is to do this right, and the timeline. You're writing off 2 to 3. You're writing off 2 to 3 years again. Here we are again. That's the problem. I get through all this. You know what I want? I want to circle back to Alavila and to understand. I want everyone to understand that he was the Matt Millen of Detroit Tigers baseball, and that is fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because give me the resume.
No, it's not. Matt Millen drafted a Hall of Famer.
You're absolutely right. You know what? I'll back that up. Maybe worse than Matt Millen. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Walter Briggs. Neal is just a hater. We'll check on it later this summer. These are lazy takes. Walter, what's wrong about him? How is that being a hater? You tell me what you think. I'll tell you what the facts are. I just gave you who the 2-hitter will be. Tell me again about how I'm being a hater. Tell me again, when you have Akil Baddoo hitting second on your opening day lineup, tell me how I'm being a hater. That's a bad take, Walter. There's nothing being a hater about that. That's what this organization is right now. Al Avila was the worst. The worst.
Neal, look, I don't know if you're a betting man, but I'll make a proposition to you, okay? I say that the Tigers, will not lose 100 games this year.
Ooh.
They're not going to be nowhere near 500. I'm not saying that at all. But I think the Tigers will at least be a game or two better than their record last year. It doesn't say much. But I think this team, early on, it's going to struggle to put offense on the board. But I think their pitching, it will at least make them entertaining. I think they're going to finish above. They're going to finish fourth in Central. I think they're better than the Royals. The Royals I don't know what the hell the Royals doing this offseason, but they'll surprise you, Neal. Not much, because you and I have known each other for years now. We've had this discussion. It takes a lot to impress you as it stands, especially with the Tigers. I think that what we're going to see here is I don't see revolution. It's a little much. We're going to see those changes come through. The Chris Fetter effect continuing. There's going to be some progress. What progress is remaining to be seen, but that's what I'm looking forward to. The analytics, the changing of the guard for the Tigers becoming a modern team finally. This team's been stuck in their old ways forever, and now they're finally catching up because Chris Ilitch realizes, too, that this is going to probably be more cost effective.
But D-Mac, it's not coming for 4 years, man. And Walter Briggs telling me to get over it. No. I will never get over it. And Akil Baddoo is your number 2 hitter next year. So, no, I'm not getting over it, Walter. And here's the thing, too, real quick. I know we got to wrap things up here, is let's let it play out and stuff like that. Okay, in June then, when I come on this microphone and say, hey, the Tigers beat the Royals last night, then I expect you all to pipe right in, right, and give me all your comments about the development of Erie. Stop with that, you guys. Stop. This is a train wreck. An absolute train wreck. And you're going to see. We'll see. And Rack says, to be fair, Neal, when we talked about it opening day, we were all hammered. And that's a good place to stop, D-Man.
Absolutely. Like Sandy said, sometimes facts are not friendly.
No, absolutely. Raj, appreciate you pulling by, man.
Thanks, Raj.
Absolutely. D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxer, my name's Neal Rhul. Thanks to all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.